All right, welcome to the latest episode of the Coleman Power Organic Fitness Podcast. I have my absolutely unbelievable friend, Cara O'Donnell, the nutritional therapist from East Cork. Cara, say hello.
Hey, Coleman, how are you? Hi, everyone.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
no problem at all. I nearly brought Cara on because she is most certainly one of the four, the famous four. I think it's the famous five, but it's now the famous four that most certainly are doing retreats down in West Cork, in most certainly Skull. We've How long have we been doing it now, Cara?
2 years, is
Two,
it? Yeah,
2 years.
number 13 coming up, I think. Amazing.
13.
What a journey.
And the amount of people that are after coming, and I'm not only saying the amount of people that literally in Ireland, there's people after coming from the likes of the UK, Scotland, most certainly even America. And what ends up happening is them people come once, they get a taste of the organic apple, and they want to keep on coming back. That's what's happening.
I know, we've a lovely, great stuff family formed now. It's amazing. Like, we're all have great friends out of it. And that's just what we wanted to talk about, I suppose, is like getting together with like minded people and it's forming real long standing relationships and friendships out of it. It's amazing. But yeah, it's been a journey. I mean, personally, I think for all of us as well, each retreat has been so different. And even to look back at everything that's gone on in the last 2 years, it's just amazing. This last one was unreal, wasn't it? Like they've all been amazing. But yeah, last one was pretty special.
Oh, it was. And literally, we're recording this now, and it'll be coming out before, I'm going to say, towards the end of June, maybe heading in for July. And the one as of in August, that's sold out. That is literally sold out. And that's why I wanted to record this podcast to tell more and more people about exactly what goes on. And we're going to have to open up another, I suppose, an event either in September. I think we're going for, Cara, am I correct in saying that?
We've had to add another date now because of people just inquiring. So the end of September, it's looking like we'll confirm shortly. But yeah, I mean, sure, everyone wants to be out now in the summer, but the August one has a nice add-on of the night kayaking with Atlantic Sea kayaking, which is a big draw as well. But I mean, the whole weekend is always amazing. It's just the best crack. And we just be encouraging people to take a bit of time out. People say they're too busy, can't do it or whatever. I mean, Emma was put up a quote once about it and said it was the weekend that she didn't know that she needed. And I always think that's so fab because you'll never regret it. Like it's always the best crack. And the four of us, I mean, it's mad to think that our first time together, the four of us was on the first retreat, but we knew, feel that instantly. I mean, from our first WhatsApp video call or whatever, we just knew it was just a perfect combo. And I think we just have a really nice mix of, whatever you want to call it, strengths, skills, where we've the healthy food and your energy is amazing. Get them all up and out in the morning. And then Joanne has that brilliant session that's always kind of like life-changing stuff over the weekend. And then amid it all, Kaz has this morning and evening with her amazing yoga that always brings something different. We could be bopping around the garden or else everyone's snoring in the living room at night. And then it's just I love the diversity of it. Every time there's something different, stuff that we didn't even know was going to happen when Dan arrives with a van full of drums,
Yeah.
or someone arrives. But there's like other people bring their talents to it as well, or down to Donny Sauna, West Cork Sauna, and all of us in hopping your video of you like back off the pier. Um, and Kaz's van, then amid it all, everyone hopping in Kaz's van, the bingo bus. What a laugh.
Yeah, it's pure stories that remind me kind of like when you were younger, you were much more carefree. And it's that point that literally you have to make time for yourself because you cannot pour from an empty cup. That realization that people say that they're tired, people say that literally they don't have time. You have to make time for yourself. And this is a perfect opportunity to meet literally, it keeps on coming up, this word, like-minded people coming together from all different ages. But majority of people is literally that are in, I suppose, a busy lifestyle, most certainly looking to improve their health. And how do you do that? You meet and hang around with people that are not talking doom and gloom and absolute rubbish. Throw away your radios, stop putting them on, literally listen to podcasts like this, and most certainly just connect and literally gain advantages from people giving out free information and having chats that are, I suppose, giving you energy as opposed to zapping it.
So much on what you just said. One thing, like anything that makes you feel young, makes you feel like a teenager or a kid again, is worth doing. Do you know what I mean? that is literally bringing up your spirit. Like we're all stuck in this freaking hamster wheel that we call life, but actually being out in nature, laughing, like living, that's being in life, you know, and that's what you want to try and do more of. And that's, I think, what the weekend provides, you know, is you like just, oh my God, to end a day and be like, oh, that was an awesome day, or to get a feeling about anything, jumping into the cold sea or whatever, that just literally makes you feel like, you know, I feel alive, you know. But the other thing, yeah, that you said so much there just in that couple of sentences, like like-minded people is everything, you know, to have spent the weekend with you because of doing Mallow Home and Garden Show, like, and Kate in the mix there as well. And, you know, Karen O'Sullivan, lots of people like Niamh, all the ones that we met down at the show. Um, Deirdre, you know, pure high energy, like Deirdre doing her kids' cool food school, like unreal, you know. And to be surrounded by people like that for a weekend, like we had a hectic weekend. Do you know what I mean? I should have been tired. Woke up Monday morning and I was absolutely buzzing, like so much clarity about life and work and motivation and everything, you know. So it just shows you like it's so, so important, because it's all about the energy of it. You know, it's like we are energy. So, like you said, it's cutting out that negativity and getting in more positive influences, more positive stuff that you're listening to. And then you like that's what does us good health wise, but at a deep, deep cellular level, you know? It's like because any bit of negativity that's getting in there is actually causing that kind of chemical cascade of like stress hormones. So if you just turn that on its head, getting lots of positivity, seeing beautiful things, getting out and scenic, fab places, doing fun activities, that's all doing the absolute opposite to stress, you know? So it's actually like healing us and making us healthy at a deep level. But the other thing you mentioned is education. And like, that's everything. Do you know, I was thinking about that this morning. It was like, what changed everything for me is learning about it, learning about your body, learning about food. You teach me about organic, like Kate teach me about herbs and bees, and like Joe teaching me about coaching, Kaz teaching me about, you know, learning all the time. And that gives you an understanding then of why things are beneficial. You know, you can hear it for all the world, but if someone doesn't really explain it to you, and certainly someone who's passionate about it, you know, that makes it just so easy and it just flows, and then suddenly you understand why. But so I think while it's a really fun weekend, it is an educational weekend, and you're just getting little tips from us all in a very easy, fun package. And actually that's what makes it sink in, you
Yeah,
know.
and touching on that point, that's such as yourself, Cara, right? You have a couple of different foods because people often message me in relation to, oh my God, the foods are amazing, and I'm like, well, Cara is literally cooking all these in minutes for everyone. Your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, all inclusive, and your accommodation and your activities. If you were to break it down, it'd be roughly do it separately, but it cost you over €1,000. Okay, it's an unbelievable deals with people who come down for the different events. And if you're a previous, I suppose, I'm going to say retreat goer, there are most certainly discounts in on top of that because we're trying to get the same amount of, I suppose, like-minded people coming together on a more regular basis that it turns into a club.
Yeah, that's it. It's more than just like a weekend away. You know, it's an extreme learning experience, a complete reset of your health and mindset, a whole new set of friends, a whole new community that's going to lead you on even to want to learn more in all the different areas, you know. So it really is an investment in yourself, I would say. And so worth doing that, you know, but it's like you just have to actually make that decision for yourself. But come down now, September is calling.
Well, certainly. I love you, Karen. Maybe even expand on the likes of maybe the particular like breads. Breads get an awful demonized racking at different, I suppose, social media platforms. Like if you had maybe some breads there close to you, you could talk about why they're incorporated into the likes of events. And we like with Cara being also a super, I suppose, nutritionist therapist, talks about why to incorporate breads and particular breads to suit you.
Yeah, like sure showing you beforehand my bread that I just picked up in Grumpy Bakers. But it's all about the quality of food, you know. You want a really well made organic bread like that. And it's so like if there's a really good bakers in the town, like we luckily have now in Middleton, that's such an asset to the town, because even you and me have noticed when we've gone to schools, like remember down in Shannon, we said like what kind of bread do you eat? Sure, because of Wildflower in Shannon, they're all eating sourdough, you know, it like literally is it. But that's why there was a bakers in a town years ago, or a butcher's, or you know. So like really good quality bread, and that is like, this is actually bread, and sliced pan just really isn't bread. Like I was thinking after our chats at the weekend, the talks down in Mallow, like, long standing ideas, even like of a ham sandwich, it's like that it's of benefit to put bread with a protein source. That's like, and even a little bit of fat on it will even stabilize your blood sugar further. But so that's probably like where that idea came from. But it's like now the ham is crap quality and the bread is crap quality, and people are using their health spreads that are also crap quality. So it's about getting back to like a really good quality bread, real Irish butter, and if you can, like the best form of protein that you can get. And then that suddenly becomes a completely different product. So it's like really looking at the quality of your foods. But I mean, sure, the food on the retreat, you said something there that made me think, it's like, so often you'd hear people at the retreat like, oh my God, how are you doing all that food for 14 people and you're not a bit stressed or anything? But like, that's my absolute passion, because at the last retreat, like, oh my God, you all wandered around and outside to the weather, these plates stacked with all different colors. And like, I was just there, oh my God, lads, this is making me so happy to see you all like eating a rainbow, getting your proteins in. And I just want to, like, I suppose, like what makes it easy for me is just because it's a huge part of like expressing my creativity or whatever as well, trying different recipes, putting stuff together. But then from the learning, like I put meals together based on trying to balance your blood sugar, trying to reduce inflammation, trying to boost your gut health and all that. So like there's a method to my madness. And then it's just to see people enjoying it where they didn't think that they actually like to eat like veggie meals or whatever. And actually, all weekend people say, geez, I'm so like, feel so not a bit hungry, a real satisfied when it comes to meals, not these kind of highs and lows of blood sugar where you'd be starving, totally satisfied. Think, geez, I'm so satisfied. But then when it comes to eating again and they see the food, that natural appetite is there again. But actually, there's been some people in the past who I don't think barely ate veg when they came into it, and then totally just threw themselves into it, and they were just loving all that food and took it forward with them then eating better. But yeah, I suppose we just focus on the quality, like we could bring some of our own fresh grown stuff, and just really, it's like so many different colors, so many different plant foods of veggie curries and big huge salads and loads of treats and desserts. Like last time now we had a 40th and a 50th, was it? So we had
Yeah.
two chocolate cakes, but one was made with ground almonds and another was made with butternut squash. And sure, everyone loved them.
Yeah. Is there anything, Cara, that stands out just like a memory? I mean, there's 12, I can't say podcasts. There's 12 retreats after doing. Is there any like funny memory of something that happened? You go, God. And that's the stuff that maybe people mightn't see and think that, oh yeah, it's just a retreat. We go down. It's more than a retreat. It's literally a life experience of happiness, health, and a whole lot of stories that come out the other side of it.
Oh, sure, so many. I mean, the night kayaking all together last time was pretty special. It's like so nice to do it just all in our own group. Um, She's any tour in Kaz's bus with a load of us, just absolute laughs. Oh my God, I'm trying to think. Like just any sunny day down there, all of us sitting out and the chats going 90. And even like I think we've only ever had one weekend where the weather wasn't amazing. And even I think it was last June or something. And I think that was nearly one of the best ones as well because it was so much like I think it's the pick of ye all with the swannies on, you
Oh yeah,
know.
you're right. Yeah, yeah, the swan wick, yeah. And sleep being in a whole important, I suppose, part of health that's incorporated into a nighttime routine with the likes of a yoga nidra, with the likes of Kaz, unwinding, the lights go down, and we're certainly that's something that always is discussed throughout the likes of these different retreats. Um, the live music there at that retreat and another retreat. It was again like that's such a magical experience, like live music with people in a location that's so significant, like 5 minutes walk from the beach. Okay, down in Skull, you wouldn't see it anywhere else in the world.
I know that's definitely there. The shanty, Simon and Nisha, the other at the last retreat were Spanish guitar music out on the patio, and all of us were like, "Oh, this is like a dream!" And it was like a tiny slight drizzle, and we all just had the hats on and sitting around enjoying it. But yeah, I think it's the connection as well, really, isn't it? Like that rainy weekend, there was just ended up being so much like sitting around on the couch chatting. Our meals were a bit longer and loads of chatting going on. But there was a lot of that even this last weekend as well. It was just really about, and that was the theme, I think, was love and connection, funnily enough. And it was really just, yeah, everyone connecting so well. Just loads of time to chat and, going for big long walks and having the chats and everyone like just, yeah, getting on so well. Brilliant.
Totally right. Well, I'm just going to leave it at that, Cara, unless you want to, I suppose, mention anything else in relation to maybe the retreat. So, literally, the August one, we're going to say sold out. Nothing we can do about that, lads. Apologies. But that's why we're opening up September, right? Give the people what they want. A good time, most certainly, while also being as healthy as you possibly can, with the foods have a massive part to play in, most certainly, being improving your gut health, producing 90% of your serotonin. But yeah, is there anything else that I've left out that we would just like to add in before we finish?
Yeah, this last one, I suppose, we'd always have the schedule for people to sign up to Joe's life coach session that's included for everyone. And we always had a schedule on for that because it was like up to 2 hours. But then you had the idea to add in kind of one-to-ones for you or me as well. And that was so nice, because I'd like 3 or 4 over the weekend. And, you can just really get into the detail of the individual case of kind of what they've going on. And then while we're doing the meals or the cooking, kind of say, oh yeah, this would be great for you now because of what we were talking about or whatever. So that was actually really good. But yeah, there's so much to be gotten out of the weekend. Like you say, it's like amazing value in terms of what you could potentially get out of it. So come along at some stage. We'd love to see you, and you'll never regret it. It just gives you such a boost. Like I say, even spending the weekend with you, just oh my god, the motivation. I was out doing my veg, digging out all dock leaves, like you told me. Shapers, it's formed out there. But yeah, we all just need that. No matter how well you're doing, like we all need that, like little kind of nudge again, or just a reminder or whatever. And it's just that, but in the package of a beautiful little holiday with best crack of people as well. Like,
Yeah. And that's kind of the analogy that comes to mind is that we all need support. It's just like the climbing French beans or a tomato. You put down the string line, it literally will grow a hell of a lot better and reach its full potential when you put up a direction from where you want to start, the roots of your tomato plant, to the top. Laughing. All right. So other than that, if anyone wants to either book in for any of those retreats coming up in the near future, or just have a chat with myself or Cara, you can obviously get in contact with Cara with East Cork Nutrition. I'm putting that in the show notes, and myself. If you don't know myself, where have you been living? Under a rock? On social media. So yeah, I always finish these shows by saying stay tuned, stay classy, and keep it organic.